Hey, Rose. You're going to be leaving for a business trip today, right?
Huh? What is it, Trisha?
You told me about it at the memorial service, right?
Oh, yeah, I'm already at my destination. What about it?
We only got each other's contact information at the memorial service, right? Even if we are cousins, I thought it would be rude to contact you when you're busy, so I thought I should ask you about it.
Oh, is that so? Well, just text me whenever there's something you need to tell me. I already told you this at the memorial service, but just know that there are going to be times when my replies are going to be really slow.
Got it.
Good morning, Mrs. Yates. Is now a good time?
Oh, Mr. Hunt? It's unusual of you to contact me like this by text.
Yep, even though we did exchange contact information when I moved here.
I mean, it's faster to just talk to each other in person when you live in the room next door. So, what's the matter?
Well, this is going to sound rude, but I have a question for you. You said that you were going to be gone for a while, right?
Oh, yes. About 2 more weeks.
The lights in your room are on every evening.
What? I'm currently on a business trip, so there shouldn't be anyone in the house.
Yes, it looks like the lights are being turned off during the day, which caught my attention, so I decided to contact you. It's not like you come home from your trip occasionally, right?
Yep. I haven't been home since I left.
Did you ask one of your acquaintances to check in on your house then?
I asked my landowner to do that for me, but I doubt he would visit every evening.
Huh. So what is it then? Maybe a thief.
What?
Oh, never mind. I guess it's strange for a thief to visit every night, but if it's not your landowner, then that means that someone must have a spare key to your room.
That's probably not the case. My parents' house is far away as well, so...
Do you have any relatives living nearby?
I have 2 cousins who live at a place that's a 20-minute drive from my house, but I haven't given them spare keys.
Don't you think that this is quite serious?
It seems so. I'll tell my company about it and come home this evening.
Should I tell your landlord about it?
Yes, it might make things go smoother if you told him what you know about the situation.
Understood. Oh, and please contact me when you arrive. The landowner's a woman past her 70s, so I think that it would be helpful to have the help of a man at times like this.
Thanks, that would be really helpful.
Well, come home safely then.
Yep, thank you for contacting me. Hi, Mr. Hunt. Thanks for contacting me in the afternoon about the situation. I just arrived at my landowner's house.
Hi, Miss Yates. It must have been a long trip.
My landowner already checked in on the house for me, and when she looked through the window, it seems that the light in my room on the 2nd floor really was turned on.
I was able to get home from work a bit early today, so I was observing your room. It seems that the person arrived 1 hour earlier than you. The window was open strangely, so I did a bit of eavesdropping and,
What is it?
well, I think I heard the voices of a man and a woman.
What? A man? And a woman?
Well, what they were saying was, they must have been having sex based on what they were saying.
Huh?
Sorry if I'm wrong, and it's just my misunderstanding.
Oh, Don't be. Thank you for the information. Me and the landowner are going to be entering the house now. I know it's a hassle, but would you mind coming with us?
Understand. I'll be waiting in front of your room.
It was you, Trisha? Where did you run off to? You're only fast when you run away.
Huh? Why are you back so early?
That's not the problem. Why are you using my house as a hiding place for cheating? You were always the type of person who did whatever they wanted, but cheating on your husband while he's on assignment on his own is going too far.
Hold on. Weren't you supposed to be abroad for 2 weeks on a business trip?
Huh? Abroad?
That's why I thought we could use your room instead of going to a hotel.
My business trip was just to a neighboring prefecture.
Huh?
That's not the point, though! You used my spare key without my permission, didn't you? Let me guess. Was it at the memorial service 1 month ago?
Yes. I heard that you were going to be abroad for 3 weeks on a business trip, and I also noticed that there was a locksmith near the shrine we had the memorial service at. I thought that this was the perfect chance, but why have you come back so early?
It's Candace, our other cousin, not me, who's going abroad on a business trip.
Huh? Candace?
You were sitting right behind us at the memorial service, right, Trisha? That's probably when you overheard us talking about how we were going to go on a business trip at the same time. You probably had it mixed up and thought I was going abroad and Candace was staying in the country.
But you work at a foreign firm, right, Rose? Which is why I thought for sure that you were the one going abroad.
I see. So you've got even that wrong. I work at a medium-sized company that just has a few offices around the country.
Huh?
It's Candace who works at a foreign firm.
No way! There's no way Candace, who grew up poor and without a proper education, could get into such a place.
It looks like you haven't changed and how you're still full of prejudices. Don't you know how hard Candace has worked up until now? She got into university with a scholarship that exempted her from having to pay a tuition since her grades in high school were so good. She even graduated at the top of her class since she's so smart.
Wasn't she a high school graduate?
Wow, how far do your prejudices go?
Fine, who cares? It's not like you know who my boyfriend is or anything.
Speaking of which, wasn't the man you fled my room with back there Candace's fiancé, Mr. Tyson?
You know?
Candace introduced me to him just recently, so we've met each other before.
No way.
When I barged into the two of you back there, he made a face looking like he knew he screwed up and said my name. It was Mr. Tyson, without a doubt, right? I'm going to tell Candace about this.
Hey, hold on!
Of course I'm going to tell your husband about it as well.
I said hold on! I got divorced with my husband. Because you had to go on and tell him what happened.
This is about the business trip 3 months ago, right? I already know what happened. It seems that Candace canceled her marriage with Mr. Tyson as well. I heard you made Mr. Tyson pay alimony for you?
Well, kind of. I mean, I was thinking about stealing him from Candace from the beginning. It all started when I thought to myself that Candace didn't deserve a man like him. So I decided that I would have him for myself, who's a much better match for him. I mean, he's so much more high spec than my ex-husband, and he's more rich and handsome as well.
Huh?
By the way, it's been 100 days since I got divorced, so I married Mr. Tyson. My ex-husband was a pretty high spec himself, and he let me just relax at home as a housewife. But I guess I got an upgrade. And from now on, I'm a celebrity housewife that relaxes at home. I'm so lucky, it's kind of unfair.
Mr. Tyson is unemployed currently. Did you know that?
Huh?
The company he was running with his friend went bankrupt half a month ago.
Bankrupt?
I heard that to pay off the debt, he had to take a loan out because of the bankruptcy. He's now working part-time while looking for a new job.
He's in debt?
I heard that that's part of the reason why he and Candace delayed their wedding ceremony, which they've been planning to have the next spring. And yet, given his situation, you still made him pay your alimony for you. He might be in even more debt now than he was in the start.
You're joking, right?
The reason you were using my room as a secret hiding place was because Mr. Tyson told you that going to hotels was too expensive. So he wanted to meet at your house, where your husband was gone because of his assignment elsewhere, right?
Huh? Well, yes, that's why.
This is just my speculation, but he was in debt, so he probably didn't want to spend too much money. But there are a few cameras placed in your house to keep watch of your pet, right? And you knew that there was a chance that your husband would check in on the cameras from where he was assigned, meaning that if you brought Mr. Tyson in your house, you would have surely gotten caught. During that time, you happened to hear me talking about how I was going on a business trip and thought of using my room instead. So you made a spare key without telling me, and that's what happened, right?
Hold on. I finally realized it now, but could it be the case that I'm screwed because I just married an unemployed man who's in debt?
Looks like it.
No way. No way. No! I won't accept this. I'm going to divorce him.
But is it going to be that easy?
Huh?
Well, you see, I'm currently with Candace right now, and she's saying that Mr. Tyson is an extremely jealous person, and if you don't put him in the palm of your hand and control him well, then you're going to become mentally unstable.
What?
She says thanks for taking her hands off of such a bothersome man.
What do you mean?
Well, that's the situation, so good luck.
Don't scare me like that. Rose!
Good evening, Miss Yates. It's been 2 months since you moved to your new room. Have you gotten used to it?
Good evening, Mr. Hunt. My move happened at the same time. It got really busy at work, so I was only able to arrange all my stuff just recently. But I only moved to the apartment across the street. The layout is similar to my old room, and the landowner is still the same. So it doesn't really feel like much has changed.
I see.
That being said, it's so freeing finally to get away from the room that was used as a secret meeting place for adultery.
I'm glad you feel that way. You live in room 202 now, right?
Yes. We're still neighbors like before, so I hope we can get along like before.
It'd be my pleasure.
On the other hand, though...
Yes, what is it?
Would you like to go out to dinner soon?
What?
I realized that I had never thanked you for helping me out with the incident a few months ago.
What? Don't worry about it. I already received some expensive sweets from you. That alone is enough, thanks.
It's not that I just want to thank you, but I thought that we could go out somewhere. So, is that a no?
No, I accept. I'm actually really happy.
I'm glad. How's 10 o'clock this Saturday?
Yep, I'm looking forward to it.
Trisha was unable to tell Mr. Tyson that she wanted to divorce him, and she was forced to take on his debt with him as his wife. But it didn't change the fact that she had stolen another woman's fiancé, so she could no longer depend on her parents since they had cut ties with her. Her dream of being a celebrity housewife that just relaxes at home was now not just a dream, but a dream inside a dream. Instead of living the life she thought she was going to live after marrying Mr. Tyson, she now lives in poverty, even though she works from day to night every day. She was immediately thrown into a horrible life. Not only that, but it seems that what Candace said was true, so that now Trisha is on the verge of mental illness. After sending her last message to me and Candace saying that it wasn't supposed to be like this, we no longer heard anything from her, since it seemed like she could no longer pay her phone bills.
Renee, how are things?
I'm doing great, now that we're no longer together.
You have a way with words, Renee. As if I were this awful villain in our relationship.
It's the truth. And what do you want?
I wanted to let you know, thanks to you, I'm really happy. I'm super grateful you introduced me to your colleague Alice. We're now officially boyfriend and girlfriend.
So I've heard.
It's only been a week, but I'm meeting her parents tomorrow.
Really? That's fast.
I couldn't imagine getting married when I was with you, Renee, but with Alice, I'm starting to think it's a real possibility.
Really? I'm happy for you. Remember those derogatory remarks you often made to me? Be careful not to say those things to Alice.
Derogatory remarks? Did I really say anything derogatory?
You don't remember. After we'd been together for 2 years, I asked you about your feelings towards marriage. Do you remember what you said to me?
I just told you the truth. I didn't want to get married.
That in itself was not the issue. You didn't want to get married, you weren't interested in having children. You said you didn't want your hard-earned salary to be spent by me or your children, right?
That's right. That's how I felt at that time.
Up to there was fine, but then you went on to say that you really liked my cooking, and how I was good at keeping the house clean and in order, so it was great to keep me around. And though I wasn't good enough for marriage, you didn't intend to break up with me. Isn't that derogatory towards me?
Well, what I said is true and sound. It's better than saying, let's break up because I don't want to get married, right?
The most disparaging of it all was when you said to me if I really wanted to get married and have children, I needed to save money. And when I had enough to live on my own, I should have a child to raise all by myself. You kept making these demeaning comments, which is why we broke up, remember?
I don't recall. But still, I can't believe you would introduce me to such a wonderful girl like Alice.
Alice is really special, so please treat her well.
You don't have to tell me twice to treat her well. I mean, I couldn't imagine marriage with you, but with Alice, I really think it's possible. Isn't that progress on my part? What do you think?
I agree. As long as the two of you are happy, I'm happy too.
I never realized what a wonderful person you are, Renee. Though our breakup was awful, you still care about me, right?
It's not like I have any special feelings towards you, Marcus. So, you've gotten to know Alice, right?
What? I don't understand what you're trying to say.
It's been a month since I first introduced you two. How much do you know about her?
We've only gotten together 3 or 4 times, but I think she's my ideal woman.
Really? She is thin, tall, really beautiful.
Yes, she is. I can't believe she didn't have a boyfriend.
Well, there is a reason for that.
What do you mean?
Have you heard anything about her parents?
She hasn't told me, but I did talk to them on the phone. Her mom was super nice.
I hope things go well tomorrow.
Me too. I never thought she'd introduce me to her parents after being together for only 1 week. But it must mean Alice is serious about me as well.
I hope so.
What do you mean? I thought you would be rooting for Alice and me.
I am. Why?
Just the way you're saying things makes me wonder. You don't still have feelings for me, right?
There's no way I have any feelings left for you.
After all, you're in your 30s and still single. You're bound to be lonely.
That's not true. I'm actually quite happy.
Do you have a boyfriend?
It's only been a month and a half since we broke up. I'm not yet ready for a new relationship. Unlike some people I won't mention.
I know you still have feelings for me.
I'm totally over you, really!
It's okay, I know you still care for me, but unfortunately we weren't meant to get married. There really is a perfect person for everyone.
Are you saying the 2 years with me was just a waste of time?
It wasn't a waste of time, it just didn't lead to marriage, it's different.
Whatever, I really don't care anymore. Anyway, I wish you happiness and all that mumbo-jumbo.
Thank you, and good luck in your 30s. Renee, are Alice's parents normal?
Excuse me? What do you mean?
Her parents just called me about tomorrow. They were saying things I couldn't understand.
What do you mean? Did you ask Alice?
I was at Alice's apartment, but I got scared, so I left. I don't understand any of this.
What are you talking about? What was so strange?
I can't really explain it, but it's only been a week since we started dating, and her parents were asking me about the wedding date. And Alice is sitting next to me listening to them, and she was smiling from ear to ear. Isn't that weird?
What do you mean? You knew about this and still decided to date her, right?
What? What does this mean?
Alice is following the teachings of this mysterious guru.
What are you talking about?
Alice is very passionate about his teachings. Apparently, the more you let others know about this guru, the more people will become happy.
What the... Is it some type of religion?
It isn't a religion per se, but I don't really understand it either. But a whole family are followers of this guru. There's no such thing as dating, boyfriend, girlfriend. As soon as you hold hands, you're married. It is rather strange. Honestly, I was surprised when you told me you were interested in marriage. I never figured you'd be the type.
You didn't tell me any of this before. You told me Alice was your colleague and a wonderful person.
Well, isn't that true? And whatever she chooses to believe, that's her business, not mine. The rest is up to you, Marcus, to decide if she's right for you or not.
That's why.
Huh?
A week ago, I made the move to hold her hand, and when I did, she told me that we're married now.
There you have it. Why didn't you think it was weird at that time?
I was so elated, and I thought it was cute that it was like we were married. I thought she meant it was like we were married, not actually married. That's not what she meant.
Her words were pretty clear that you two were contracting to get married. That's what happened, right? FYI, you know how supermodel hot Alice is, right? The reason guys don't stay with her is as soon as they hold her hand, she wants to introduce them to her parents, so they run away. But I'm so happy.
What? What are you happy about?
Well, Marcus, you can't run away anymore, can you?
What do you mean?
Well, you've already started the wedding discussions, right?
I have, but I was really vague on the telephone.
But you didn't refuse, right?
Not in so many words, but
And you've alluded to marriage with Alice, right?
not exactly alluded, but when she said that we're married now, I replied, that's right.
You've totally agreed to the marriage. Which means if you break it off now, they can definitely sue you for damages.
What? Sue me for damages? Why?
Well, you would have broken off the engagement.
What engagement? I'm not engaged to Alice.
Even if you didn't intend to, your words and actions say that you are. At least in the minds of Alice and her family.
Come to think of it, her mom said she made an appointment for all of us to meet with a wedding planner tomorrow.
What was your reply? Knowing you, you didn't want to cause a scene, so you said okay, right?
I probably did.
Did you know that Alice announced she was quitting work yesterday?
Excuse me?
She said she'd leave at the end of the month because she's getting married. Everyone at work is happy for her.
Wait, she's getting married.
That's right. That's when I realized you were really serious about her, Marcus.
Hold your horses, Renee. I don't know anything about Alice getting married. We were together today, but she never mentioned anything about quitting her job.
Maybe it was because you left before she had a chance to say anything. But you are aware in Alice's head you're already her husband, so I guess it doesn't make a difference.
Knock it off. You introduced us, so you have to undo this situation.
Don't get me involved. All I did was text you that I have a cute colleague who's looking for a boyfriend, and asked you if you were interested. Once I sent you a picture of her, it isn't my fault you fell for her, hook, line, and sinker.
Alice knows you're my ex-girlfriend, right? Can't you use that to get me out of this mess?
Alice already told me she was sorry for hooking up with my ex, but I told her it wasn't a problem on my end. Alice's happiness is my happiness. It's ironic that you didn't want to use any of your hard-earned salary on something as pointless as marriage or kids, but now you'll end up using all of your savings to pay your supposed fiancé, wife, whatever, Alice, off. Good luck! Alice forced Marcus to meet her parents the following day. He told her parents clearly that he did not have any intention of marrying Alice. Alice and her parents tried to persuade him to accept their guru. So in time, Marcus would change his mind about marriage. But Marcus refused, and when they wouldn't give up, he ran away from their house, shivering in fear. As a result, Alice sued him for damages because she'd quit her job under his false pretenses, and he had broken off their engagement. As Renee had predicted, Marcus lost all of his savings paying Alice off. It seems Alice is currently on the lookout for a new boyfriend.